Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining Lewis University's television network. Today is Thursday, February 1, 2024. I'm Citlali Romo.
And I'm Quinn Haywood.
And we begin with our top national and international stories. The mother of Michigan high school shooter Ethan Crumbley took the stand today. Jennifer Crumbley faces involuntary manslaughter charges related to the deaths of 4 students who were killed on November 2021. Prosecutors accuse her of not doing more to prevent her son Ethan from committing the mass shootings. Prosecutors also say she and her husband committed gross negligence by buying their son a gun 4 days before the shooting. Jennifer Crumbley has pleaded not guilty to 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter. Ethan Crumbley pleaded guilty for shooting-related charges and was sentenced to life in prison without parole.
A gruesome killing is under investigation in Pennsylvania. Police started investigating 32-year-old Justin Moan after a man in his 60s was found beheaded and covered in blood in Levittown Tuesday. Law enforcement was tipped off to the possible murder after Moan allegedly posted a social media video showing what he claims was his father's decapitated head in a plastic bag. Moan rants about the Biden administration and the border crisis while declaring himself the new acting president of the U.S. under martial law. He also said his father, a federal worker for more than 20 years, was a traitor to his country. The video circulated for hours on YouTube before being taken down.
Colleges are getting financial aid data from students late this year. That's because the Department of Education revamped the free application for federal student aid last year. It had to be updated again earlier this month to include inflation data. That freed up an additional $1.8 billion in financial aid. But it also delayed processing. The Department of Education told colleges not to expect data until the first half of March. That's usually when students hear a decision on their aid. It's likely that will be delayed this year, but most schools still require students to commit to them by May 1st.
The Pentagon has released the identities of 3 troops killed in Jordan over the weekend. 46-year-old Sergeant William Rivers, 24-year-old Specialist Kennedy Sanders, and 23-year-old Specialist Breonna Moffett all died. They're all from Georgia and worked out of the 718th Engineer Company at Fort Moore near Columbus. The drone strike that killed them originated from an aircraft that approached their outpost at the same time an American drone was returning. The military wasn't certain at the time if the drone was hostile. It's believed that it was launched by an Iranian-backed militia group. Such attacks have been ramping up since October, fueling concerns over broader conflict in the Middle East.
NASA has released the names of the 4 crew members who will take part in the SpaceX Crew 9 space station mission. Launching aboard the Dragon spacecraft will be NASA's astronauts Commander Zena Cardman, pilot Nick Hague, and mission specialist Stephanie Wilson. They'll be alongside Roscosmos cosmonaut mission specialist Alexander Garbanov. NASA says the 4 will join Expedition 71 and 72 crew members on the International Space Station no earlier than August. This is the 9th rotational mission to the space station under NASA's Commercial Crew Program.
Next up, we will have your local news.
And later, we will have your entertainment news.
I would, if I could go back and change it all. I would. I think I'm gonna miss you the most. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Maybe it's just the little moments. If I could go back and change it all, if I could go back, I would. But I can't.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years and I got my 3rd child who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Three CPS students were shot a few blocks away from their school yesterday afternoon. The 3 victims were on the 1200 block of West Thorndale Avenue around 3 p.m. when they were shot by a passenger in a passing vehicle. 1 victim was fatally wounded. 16-year-old Davion Gibson was shortly pronounced dead at St. Francis Hospital. The other 2 victims, a 16-year-old male and a 15-year-old male, were taken to St. Francis Hospital and Illinois Masonic Hospital. One victim remains in critical condition, while the other is stable. All 3 teens are students at Nicholas Senn High School. No arrests have been made as community activist Andrew Holmes has announced a $2,000 reward to track down the offenders.
A music educator in the West Suburbs has been named as a top 10 finalist for a Grammy Award. Oswego High teacher Kevin Schnoback has been named as a top 10 finalist for the Grammy Music Educator of the Year Award. Schnoback, who grew up in the western suburbs, states that his biggest dream before education was to make it into the Wynton Marsalis Jazz Band as a trombone player. As he grew up, so did his passion for music. To Schnoback, teaching music is just like teaching how to be a better human being. The Music Educator of the Year is announced by the Recording Academy Thursday morning. Schnoback will find out then if he's headed to Los Angeles for the Grammys Awards Sunday night.
Recent data shows a new surge of danger in the sky. According to the Federal Aviation Administration, laser strikes against airplanes flying in Illinois and Indiana are at an all-time high and continue to grow. In a recent report published by the FAA, the number of laser strikes reported in Illinois increased by 48% last year, happening 458 times in 2023 compared to 309 times in 2022. Both O'Hare and Midway increased, with Midway holding 36 laser strikes in 2023 and O'Hare with 17. FAA Administrator Mike Whittaker emphasizes that laser strikes are serious, life-endangering business.
After 2 weeks of walking out of prison on parole, 42-year-old Thomas Kelly is now a free man. Kelly and Jose Tinajero say they were coerced into making false Logan Square murder confessions to Chicago police detective Reynaldo Rivera back in 1998. Rivera has been accused of framing dozens of men and women between the 1980s and early 2000s. In court, Rivera has avoided answering questions regarding his alleged actions and has never been punished. Now, the city is facing over a dozen lawsuits that involve the cases he handled. Kelly's co-defendant, Tinajero, has been returned to Kewanee so he can be released in process.
Residents of the Catham neighborhood are disappointed after their local movie theater has shut its doors permanently. Cinema Catham, or commonly known as Catham Theater, has been a staple of the South Side since the 90s. The theater had closed near the beginning of the pandemic and reopened in 2021 after being purchased by Imagine Entertainment. Sadly, with the growing popularity of streaming services and with a decline in the movie theater industry in the U.S., Catham Cinema had to shut its doors. With Catham Theater now closed, there are only 2 movie theaters on Chicago's South Side: AM City Ford City 14 and Harper Theater in Hyde Park.
When we return, we will have our entertainment news.
And later, we will have your weather and sports update.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Meet the Scan, a simple procedure whose mission is to detect lung cancer early.
I'm here to save you.
But I feel fine.
That's great, but you may still be at high risk for lung cancer.
Oh man, that's a new fence.
If you smoke, early detection could save your life. Learn more at savedbythescan.org.
Broadway legend Chita Rivera died Tuesday in New York. The 91-year-old passed away after a brief illness. Rivera was an iconic actress, singer, and dancer who lit up countless Broadway shows for nearly 7 decades. She rose to stardom in the original production of West Side Story, playing the role of Anita. Rivera starred in dozens of Broadway musicals in New York and London, and she performed for nearly 7 decades. Some of her well-known shows included Bye Bye Birdie, Chicago, Kiss of the Spider Woman, and Sweet Charity. Rivera also starred in dozens of films and television shows, but she is best known for her work on stage.
Barbie star Margot Robbie has broken her silence about what some call an Oscar snub for Best Actress. Robbie appeared at a special SAG-AFTRA screening Tuesday when she said, quote, "There's no way to feel sad when you know you're this blessed." She went on to say the biggest reward is knowing that they made a film that had such a huge impact on culture. Barbie was the biggest blockbuster last year and brought in nearly $1.5 billion worldwide. Robbie may not be sad about being snubbed, but what she does feel is that Greta Gerwig should have been nominated for Best Director. Gerwig became the first solo female director with a billion-dollar movie.
Usher fans are going to have it bad for this Super Bowl merchandise. The NFL has teamed up with Usher to create a line of merchandise celebrating Super Bowl's 58th halftime show headliner. The collection includes jerseys, hoodies, jackets, t-shirts, hats, helmets, along with the limited edition Wilson football. The items match the purple and pink color scheme for being used for this year's Super Bowl. The iconic U emblem from Usher's famous necklace is also part of the item's design. The merch goes on sale February 7th at the Super Bowl Experience at Mandalay Bay in Las Vegas and online.
Justin Timberlake fans have a lot to look forward to. Not only does the superstar have a new album coming out, but he's already teasing possible new music with his old bandmates NSYNC. Timberlake was recently on the Kelly Clarkson Show where he mentioned he had been back in the studio with the band, and there may be some new songs ahead. Last year, NSYNC got together to record a song for Better Place for the movie Trolls Band Together. They also reunited at the 2023 MTV Video Music Awards to present the Best Pop Award to Taylor Swift.
Grammy Award-winning singer and music icon Celine Dion has a new documentary coming out titled I Am Celine Dion. The 55-year-old Canadian singer is taking time off from performances due to a rare neurological disorder called stiff person syndrome. Dion is chronicling her journey back to performing and said in an Instagram post on Tuesday she wanted to, quote, raise awareness of this little-known condition. Fans will also get to see never-before-seen private moments from her life. I Am Celine Dion will be available to stream on Prime Video later this year. Up next, we will have your weather.
Then we will have your Lewis Sports Update. Stay with us.
We scored? Yeah, we scored. We're going to the playoffs. I can't believe I missed that. Every time I'm buzzed, I spend too much time on my phone. What? I should take your phone away. No. I'll call for a ride. Wait, why does my face look like that?
I'm playing with these new face filters.
Okay, you know what? Yep, that's mine.
Kevin, I need that back.
No.
Kevin!
Eva Marie smoked 12,000 packs of cigarettes over 15 years. She quit, and now there's a new lung cancer screening that could save her life. You stopped smoking. Now start screening. No matter how much you smoked, early detection could save you. Talk to your doctor or learn more at savedbythescan.org.
I know kids worry about a lot of things. Getting enough food to eat shouldn't be one of them. Through a nationwide network of food banks, Feeding America serves virtually every community in the United States. See how you can help your community. Visit feedingamerica.org.
Let's take a look at our 7-day forecast. So today, it was actually 52 with a low 35. It's looking like the sun will be out this weekend and for the rest of the week, which we haven't seen for a while. You'll be able to put away not entirely, but you'll be able to put away your jackets and bring out the spring jackets for the week. So I hope that you guys can enjoy this weather and take a look at the sun and enjoy some sun out this weekend. Coming up, we will have your Lewis Sports Update.
What are you looking for?
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
The Lewis women's swimming team placed 5th place with a score of 643 points at the 15th annual Butler Invitational this past weekend. The team placed 4th in the 400-yard medley relay, scoring a total time of 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Freshman Bryn Bailey Kohler pushed the Flyers ahead with a time of 18 minutes and 6 seconds in the 1650-yard freestyle. Placing 4th in that category, Riley Byers also gave Lewis another lead by placing 4th in the 50-yard freestyle with a time of 24 minutes and 61 seconds. The Lewis women's and men's swimming team will return to action on Wednesday, February 7th, in the three-day Great Lakes Valley Conference Championship.
The Flyers men lacrosse team tied for first place with Maryville in the Great Lakes Valley Conference preseason coach poll for the 2024 season. The Flyers received 30 vote points and 1 first place vote, voted by the league's head coaches. Maryville tied the Flyers for first place, receiving 4 place votes, with Rockhurst also picking up 2 first place selections. Lewis was also ranked number 19 in NCAA D2 in its preseason poll by U.S. Lacrosse Magazine. Head coach Joe Peruzzi returns for his 6th season as the Flyers head coach after a 10-6 record in 2023, including a 2-3 mark in GLVC play and a 1-goal loss to Rockhurst in the GLVC championship after taking down UND in the semifinal.
The Flyers women's basketball team won 79-64 over Indianapolis this past Saturday at Neil Carey Arena. Senior Catherine Schmidt earned her second double-double during the game, tying a season high with 21 points and earning a new season best with 13 rebounds in the win. UND started fast, hitting 3-point shots to go up 6-0 early. Lewis got 2 threes of its own from Schmidt amidst a 9-4 run to get back with 1 point. As the Greyhounds came back in the second quarter, Lewis kept pushing and returned with a 47-36 lead. In the third quarter, the final frame, Lewis pushed their lead with 18 points and the Flyers closed out with the victory. The women's basketball team will hit the road for a matchup today against Maryville.
The Flyers men's volleyball fell to Long Island this past Saturday, following a tough battle at the Neil Carey Arena. LAU started the first set by scoring the first point, prompting Lewis to respond by gaining lead on a 5-2 run with 3 kills. However, the Sharks took 3 of the next 4 to tie it and later finished the set with a 25-21 win. In the second set, the Flyers jumped ahead with a 5-0 run before the Sharks responded with 3 points in a row. The Flyers responded in the third set, where after a 3-0 charge, the Flyers could be back on top and end the set 25-23. However, the final set stayed a close match until LIU regained control after a timeout and earned a kill to seal the match.
Join the Flyer Athletics Department for their 5th annual Flyer Red Dinner. The event will be held on Wednesday, March 13, at the Bolingbrook Golf Club at 6 p.m. The dinner is a fundraising event to benefit Lewis Flyers Athletics and its 23 teams and recognize the 2024 Hall of Fame class. The event will start with the cocktail hour, dinner, and a celebration of Flyers Athletics. The event will close out by honoring the inductees of the Hall of Fame Class 2024. To register or for more information on partnership opportunities, contact Sapel Henshaw. That's it for today's news. Thank you for watching, and as a reminder, you can always keep up with Lewis University's television network on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and by visiting our YouTube channel. I am Citlali Romo.
And I'm Quinn Haywood. Have a great night.